Hello to our 212 subscribers. Thank you so much for coming and uh and being with us this whole way through. It's been like a year or almost 2 years since we started, and now we're rich. We're millionaires. A bunch of putos is known worldwide. Can't even walk on the street without even getting recognized. You know what I mean? I just walk on the street and they're like, "Oh shit, it's Big Sue guy." Big lawyer, big puto, woo! And I'm like, that's right, woo! And so we're so rich and shit just off of 212 subscribers. Pretty crazy. But aside from that, I wanted to get into uh, uh, a little more serious topic, okay? Because it's been on my mind, and maybe it'll give a reason as to why we're not uploading as often as I would like to. So a little backstory for me and the other guys you see on this channel sometimes. We all grew up super poor. We were all welfare kids, uh, EBT kids, food stamp kids. You know what I mean? For quite a while. For like I think the cutoff age was like for me was like as soon as I hit 18, my parents no longer got food stamps, and so it was kind of like we had to get a job, and all that shit. So it was rough all the way up till like fucking 20 till I was like 28, 26 or some shit. And I had a job, but it was minimum wage as well as my brothers. We were all struggling together, and so the thing that's been on my mind is how growing up poor has affected my life. And so I kind of wanted to talk about how growing up poor can really affect you later in life, and you won't even recognize it. You won't even realize how growing up poor had affected you later in life. And it's fucking bullshit. Okay, first of all, you know, growing up poor, my parents, they tried the best they could. They worked at a Walmart, in the fields, pulling, getting vegetables, fruits. In Spanish, they call it la uva because they're on the fields picking grapes and shit. My parents tried the best they could. They did the best, absolute best they could. Because when you're poor, it's rough. You use all your energy and time kind of trying to get money or at least try to stay afloat. And that could be exhausting. So I don't, my parents, they tried the best they could. That's all I can say to that. Now, what I didn't realize early on is if you're growing up with parents who don't really know the world and understand how to interact with it and all that, you're also going to be starting late in life. Because of that background, me and my brothers, we were always told, go to college. Go to college. You're going to get a really good degree. You're going to get a really good job afterwards. And they didn't know. They didn't know what the hell they're talking about because everyone else is telling them that you should get a job at or you should go to college and then get a job after college. Like it's just easy. Like you're just gonna get out of college and then immediately there's a job waiting for you at the end on a job tree. So you can just pluck it off like it's an apple and then you can eat that apple. But then it's like a poison apple because now you're stuck. Now you're poisoned. And now I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, that's what me and my brothers did. We went to college, did all that, which by the way was super exhausting if you're like fucking poor. You know, it, you got to go to college. So you're telling me I got to work and then go to school and then live on my own. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have a car back then, so I had to go and actually live near the college that I was attending. And so then during the summer season, there's no school, there's no money coming in. What the fuck am I gonna do? Got to work or something. So it was also starvation hours during college. So yeah, I went the college route. Ended up going for computer science. Got a job during the COVID boom. So I got super lucky. Very grateful, by the way. But what I realized, going to college and then getting a job afterwards, I realized now 5 years into my job that I wasted all of my energy and hustle trying to get out of poverty And now that I'm, you know, well off, not well off, you know what I mean? I'm making a survive. I could survive. I could pay off the rent. You know, I got decent money. But at the end of the day, it's like it's something. It's like work. It's just work. You know what I mean? I gotta fucking work. I gotta go in 9 to 5, get out, and then go do it all over again the next day. So that could be exhausting. But I understand I'm in a privileged position right now. Okay, because this only started when I was 28. So up until 28, it was struggle. Okay, but now from 28 to like I'm thinking like 33 right now, it's been it's been decent. Um, but man, I did not realize that using all your energy early on in your 20s or whatever, uh, that could have been useful for like doing something that you're passionate about. I enjoy personally creating. I feel I am a creative person, as many of you probably watching are. Probably most people in fucking United States of America are creative, but they're not allowed to be creative because you got to go into the workforce, because you got to get out of poverty, because poverty is fucking horrible. Okay, second half of the month you're like fucking starving and shit, and you can't do anything fun because you got no money. You got to pay the rent. It's like, what the fuck? Anyways, so it's like I'm a creative person. I wish I still had the energy to go ahead and just fucking go full in on giving myself a chance at chasing my dreams. Which at this point, I have too many dreams. I have to abandon some of them because there's just not possible with a full time job. Okay, and I have no fallback plan. I can't just quit my job and then go live with my parents because my parents are also struggling. I'm helping them out. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I can't just quit because I gotta help. I gotta be responsible. I also live with my wife, and it's like, what the fuck, man? I gotta take care of all this shit, so my dreams are gonna be on pause. Anyways, um, so yeah, that made me realize, growing up poor, you have to put a pause on your dreams. Unfortunately, because you can't really afford it unless you knew that beforehand. Growing up, I had no idea you can make money making art, making films, making games. I didn't know how to make games. All this shit. I had no idea you could even do. I thought it was just go to college, get an office job, and then that's it. No one told us that anything was possible. No one knew how to do it. And now I'm here, 33 years old, figuring out barely that you can make money doing creative shit if enough people know about it. And if I love making films and shit. I love drawing. I love the idea of making a game. I know how to program and I know how to do art. I just got at one point I gotta mix those two things together because I don't have the energy to think right now. Okay, unfortunately, I'm using all my energy at work doing shit that's like it's just work. You know what I mean? I don't got any passion for that. So unfortunately, I realize it's too late. I'm 33 years old, and now I'm just like fucking. I'm over it, bro. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm drawing and shit. I'm making this video. I'm wearing this silly suit with this. Used to call them wife beaters, but I think it's just tank top now. I do not beat my wife, and it's just hard. But I understand I'm privileged as well, and I'm lucky, and I am grateful because I did get out of poverty. That was my first dream, right? Get out of poverty, and then from there just wing it. Well, now I'm at the winging it part, and it's hard because I'm tired. 9 to 5 is just like fucking. You got to go sit down in an office. To you got to go drive there, sit in an office, and take like 5 shits a day at this horrible bathroom. Like I can't believe how America has not adopted the bidet yet. Like I've heard Europe, a lot of Europe have bidets in their bathrooms. Japan has bidets in their bathrooms. Like what the fuck, America? Get it together. Okay, I don't want to be wiping my ass 30 times every time I got to take a shit until I'm bleeding. Okay, is that how colon cancer gets created? I don't know, but I'm too scared now. I'm too scared to wipe. Now I see blood on my toilet paper, and I'm thinking, is that just because I'm rubbing my asshole too much, or is that from blood from the inside because I have fucking colon cancer? Anyways, that's the other thing is a 9 to 5 in my head creates this illusion that I don't got time, and it's partially true because I got to drive to work and then come back, and by the time I come back, it's almost time to go to sleep to do it all over again, and so that's horrible. So this was just kind of like a rambling video, mostly. It wasn't really planned. I was just kind of airing my grievances on working a 9 to 5. Growing up poor, then working a 9 to 5, and then realizing I'm kind of stuck because I put myself there. I hustled way too hard. You know what I mean? I was hustling, but I wish I could have used that hustle energy to go create cool stuff, and then give myself a chance for other people to look at my shit, not my shit because I'm like art, and then people be like, "Whoa, that's cool, man! I'll pay you for that," and I'll be like, "Hell yeah, man!" And then I take the money, and that's like the first reassurance that I know I could do this for money. I know I can do this. I got the hustle in me now to do this, but I didn't know that back then, and now I'm just tired as fuck. I'm 33 years old. I live sedentary life, and man, I'm just fat as fuck now. I mean, but am I pregnant? Maybe. But this, enough with the whining. I just wanted to kind of let us to update our 212 subscribers, baby. That's why you guys haven't been getting any of this premium content. You know what I mean? Because I've been suffering over here all around, baby. Anyways, so yeah, that's a little bit of a small update on our channel for you subscribers. So for you loyal 212 subscribers, life's hard, but there is hope. Okay, there is hope. Time will heal all wounds, and eventually, hopefully, I get my chance to create art and then have someone see it. I don't fucking know. I don't know how that shit works. You know what I mean? And when I say art, I mean digital paintings or video. Like I want to try directing something and writing something. I can write something, but to then create that then make that story come true with the camera requires help, and I can't do that on my own. I can write a story, but then I gotta do it, and it's like that's too much time, and then I want to pay people what they're asking for because everyone's having a hard time out here. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that pay them what they're asking, but then I can't really do that because then I'm not rich. I know I said I was rich in the beginning, but that was a joke, guys. How am I going to make money off of 212 subscribers? Not your fault, by the way. I'm sorry I even mentioned that. It's not none of your none of your business, and it's no one's fault. Anyways, I just wish somebody would give me an opportunity or us an opportunity, to show what we're made of. Because I believe I still got that hustle in me. I believe I can still do it. And I would love to show someone, you know. But yeah, that's it. That's the only update I've got. My cat Bontry's taking a shit right now. It smells really bad. Uh Lately he's been eating beef, and man, that shit's horrible. It smells real bad. But he's a little baby, beautiful little baby. 1 year old. Um, anyways, who knows when you'll see another video on this channel? I'm gonna be going to the anime convention in like 6 days, 5 days. I'm gonna be dressed up as Fat Brawly. That's gonna be fun. Maybe we'll do something for that. Although I don't know. So, anyways, thank you all for listening. You're all beautiful, all 212 of you. Just beautiful, just understanding, creative, beautiful again. So, thank you for sticking with us. And I hope that we don't disappoint. And I hope you guys love our content. Like, like that one video we made where, one of my brothers was trying to get a Fortnite battle pass and he had to jack off another guy to get the money. That was a good one. Or like the video where Spider-Man toy was like shooting like ropes of cum all over me, but it wasn't actually cum. It was actually just whipped cream. Got you guys. Got you. It wasn't actually cum. Ropes shooting on me. Got you guys.
Wasn't actually cum. Ropes shooting on me.
Got you guys.